Hello, we are here today in Motivational Moment with Lorena Valle, Executive Pastor of Gateway Church, one of the largest churches in the nation and in the world. Lorena, we want to speak with you. You're a Hispanic. You come from Guatemala. How is it that you got here? How did this happen?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. First of all, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. And how I got here is literally, I was working in the corporate world, and I just started serving in my church. And he called me to serve the people that were there. So I just decided to Lord, what can I do? How can I serve here? And I started translating, from English to Spanish to English, both ways. And I just got into a community and started doing that with the people that were at our church. So in that moment, we had one of our pastors that approached me and said, hey, won't you consider serving in, the missions department? And of course, they were doing missions in Guatemala. And in that moment, when you talk about my country and my homeland combined to my work, I mean, it was just a dream come true right there and then. And I knew this was the next step for me. And so that's how I started working at 14, 15 years ago.
Absolutely. You come from a professional field of international relations and international business, and now you are in Connect Ministries. How is that different? How has that difference felt from the corporate world to a world of ministry and service to people?
Really, when I started feeling the difference, I was working in the corporate world and I was very excited. I mean, I love what I did. I wanted to be an attorney. My mom was an attorney in Guatemala, so I always wanted to do that. So working with attorneys was always in my heart. And of course, international business as well. So I was going, that was my major. And so I was really passionate about that. And then I felt in a moment that God was switching my heart. And I felt like he was saying, what would it feel for you to lay down your dreams, to do this corporate dream that we all have, to serve the people around you in the community
helping
that you have planted
people.
me, just helping people? What would that be like? And so I started serving, and when I started serving, I realized there was a passion in me to love on people and to serve not only the people that were here, but also, like I said, in my own country. So I just said, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I'll serve wherever you put me. So that's how that felt, and it felt very different. And the reason why is because I had a son at that time. He was 2 years old. Still, he's 16 now, but he was little, and I didn't spend much time with him. I was very busy. I was leaving home very early in the morning, coming home very late at night, and
climbing the ladder of success, working hard.
I was going for what we say, just the dream job, right? And I'm trying to climb that ladder, and then I realized I'm missing out on something that was so dear and important to me. It was really about you to spend time with my family, my husband.
Absolutely.
And so in that moment, I realized I want life to be full. I don't want life just to be about one thing.
Yes.
I want my life to be about
Balance.
everything balanced in my life, both being able to have a career, but also to be able to have a family and enjoy having a family. And so I laid down some things in the corporate world, and maybe a better salary, and just that ladder that I was climbing, for a calling in my life and a family that spent time together. And that was very important for me.
Yes, in employee satisfaction surveys, we see that women always vote work-life balance as the highest and most important thing for them. So we completely understand that. Talk to us a little bit about obstacles that you may have faced along the way, difficulties.
Yes.
What do you say to those women that want to climb too and want to answer God's calling for their life, perhaps?
Yeah.
And want to step into all of that and grow? How do we deal with the obstacles that we need to face?
Yeah. So good. There's a couple of things that come to mind.
Absolutely.
Number one is, of course, English is my second language. I was born and raised in Guatemala, so first language was Spanish. So right away, I knew there was an obstacle I was going to have to face, and that was to be able to communicate well and to be able to feel confident when I was speaking in a different language. And so one of the things that I did is, first of all, I realized that, it's not going to be perfect, and it is okay. I convey a lot of my heart in the things that I say, and so I always explain as best I can. But I know what's important is that people will know your heart. So when you are doubting yourself, especially if it's a second language, just know this, is as long as you convey your heart to people and they understand what your vision and what you're trying to say, it will carry you a long way.
Absolutely.
That's number one. And number two, I would say I had my own insecurities. I mean, I grew up,
We all do.
we all do. And so I was insecure in certain areas in my life, in my leadership especially. And so I surrounded myself with mentors in the areas that I knew I needed to grow in. So there was a lot of very important self-conversations. I had to be honest with myself, and say, well, I might not be good at this. So let me find somebody around me that can help me that is really good at that. Or maybe I can observe somebody. And so I started looking for people in my life and surrounding myself with the community that I was in that would help me grow in the things that wasn't natural to me.
You are a great communicator.
Thank you.
And so I just think you're wonderful at conveying, and I see you as a leader. We see you as a leader. What would you say to the younger person that's just starting?
So important. I didn't take advantage of a lot of things when I was, young in my leadership. And one of them was really understanding the importance of surrounding yourself, first of all, with good friends. Friends that would inspire you and would push you forward.
Yes.
Because those friends will shape a lot of the way that you see things, the way that you do things. So surround yourself with the people that want to inspire you, that would push you forward.
Absolutely.
That are going to be honest with you. Sometimes tell you things you don't want to hear, but they
the true friends.
Yeah, the true friends that have your best interests at heart. Yes. And then also good mentors in your life. Now, a lot of us are sometimes afraid of mentors, especially in the corporate world. It's like, oh, how do I get a mentor? The reality is you can be mentored in so many different ways. You can read a lot.
Yes.
And I hated reading when I was in college school. I did not like it. But one of the things I started doing is I started looking for things that interested me. And so that get me to read even more, reading more books, reading different things, get interested in different things that are not maybe even related to what you do. But you always grow in the different things you're always looking into and reading about. So I would say look for mentors either by reading, by observing, by maybe sitting down, prepare 3-4 different questions you can ask somebody. Tell me what made you successful.
Great idea.
Tell me the mistakes that you've made so I don't make them. Questions like that. Just prepare about 3 of them, and when you get an opportunity to interact a few minutes sometimes with people that you get to interact with, you get the opportunity to ask the questions.
Very good ideas. Let's take notes on that. When we see sometimes a no, like we hand in a resume, we apply for a position that we're really wanting, and we get a no. Is that always an obstacle? Is there an opportunity there?
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So I believe that no's are part of your life, and it's important to be aware that you will get no's. But what's important to know is when you get no's, know that is also a direction for your life. And so you might be thinking, this is the next step I gotta do. This is the next door that has to open. But in reality, is the no's are as important as the yes. Because sometimes it's a redirection of your life. Maybe it's a protection for your life. And as you grow older, you get to be a little our age, and we see our kids grow, you realize the importance of no's in your life. And so you gotta trust that the no's are part of God forming and shaping your life in the future that He has for you. And it might be hard sometimes, right, to get no's.
Absolutely.
But it is part of our lives.
And it's important.
It is important. It is important. One of the things that I would say also is that sometimes when we get no, you tend to not dream. But it is very important to continue to dream.
Yes.
You always want to try things. Always be dreaming. That doesn't cost you anything, right?
Exactly.
And I tell this to a lot of people, it's free. I tell to people, always throw out ideas. Like put them up on the wall, like Italians do with pasta. Throw them up on the wall. If it sticks, that's great.
It's a good one.
If it comes down, you'll have other ideas that will come through.
So what would you tell the person that you want to inspire that is perhaps feeling like a failure at times, or only sees obstacles and doesn't see any opportunities in front of them? What would you say to them?
I would say we've all been there. We've all felt, got up in the morning and wonder, is this going to be a good day, or is this going to be one of those hard days, right?
Exactly.
And I think what's important is to always remember the things that have happened in your past. So if you're feeling discouraged, even today, I would say to you, think of the places you've been that have been very, very hard, and how you came over them. You have come on the other side, and it's been okay. And I would say it will happen again. God will meet you in there too. So always think of the things that have been hard in your past and how that has been okay. And then the second thing is, we always feel like we're the only ones going through some of the issues that we have in life, and we tend to isolate ourselves, stay by ourselves. And I would say, get yourself around people that would encourage you. Women that will speak into your life, that will tell you sometimes the struggles they had that might be similar to yours, and it will encourage you to keep going. And so we need each other, right? That's how we do life.
So
we
much.
really need each other. We need our
Really
friends. We need the communities that we're in. And there's a reason why we have to find those places. We have to find a safe people that we can talk to. We can
Safe
be
place.
honest about.
Yes.
And then just share where we are and allow people to encourage you.
Yes. I love it. Something that helps me so much is when somebody will remind me, look, God was faithful to you
Yes,
then.
I love it.
He answered that prayer. Remember?
Yeah.
He's going to do it again.
Yes.
He's the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thank you so much, Lorena, for just being with us today. An exceptional Latina, Hispanic, just a great success story. Thank you so much for being with us. We can't wait till you come back with us again to this motivational moment. It's so nice to have you. Thanks so much.